To Get Down and Dirty Talking Art. Happy Wednesday.
Yes, it's Wednesday. We're at the end of February already.
That's right,
so welcome. Welcome.
Your host, Miss
Debbie LaPratt, and my wonderful co-host who's looking all
the
cool and spiffy today.
Well, I gotta be cute.
She's really cute tonight.
You're watching live on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world, streaming on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. Like, subscribe, share, and comment so we can get those dollars.
That's right. That's right. And we are really excited. We have some of the most finest guests of all time.
That's right.
Some great artists and a great art curator gallery.
Art gallery, yes. We're here with Superstar Gallery, the Emoja family, Emoja Fine Arts in Southfield. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
You guys might have seen them recently in the paper and on radio stations, a little bit of everywhere.
And Cranes Detroit.
Yes.
Leaders
in African American art, fine art. So first and foremost, welcome. We have Mr. Ian Grant, Mr. Marcel Stewart, and Mr. Ty Rawls. Thank you for coming on.
A little round of applause.
Fun fact, they were one of our first guests, so they've been supporting us for a long time. We're coming around the corner for a year, so it's fitting that you guys are coming on. We really are excited to have you on.
We want to thank you guys for all your unconditional support.
Thank you.
You guys are just great.
Always.
Watching you guys grow has been amazing.
Yes.
Thank you.
You went from doing the rope-a-dope to coming out swinging to now you got some championships. Somebody.
Hey.
I lost that last bit.
Huh?
I didn't hear that last bit. I'm sorry. It broke up.
No, anybody there?
Myself, I'm at a hard time.
She was saying basically we got some championship rings, but we're trying to move from the championship rings to building what you call critical mass across the United States. It's very, very key and important for us in order to develop our tenfold strategy in taking market share.
Audio.
Yeah. Anybody talking?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Moving.
Yeah, we're just we're trying to push forward into the future. Things are going really well right now. I think we've had an outstanding opening to the year, and Ian and Marcel are, moving the gallery forward. I think it's looking better than it's ever looked before right now. And I'm really looking forward to see what the spring brings.
Yeah, we're looking forward to a lot of opportunities. Can you guys hear me, Calibri? Hello.
I don't think they can. Can you guys hear me, Calibri?
I hear you now. Yes, thank you.
Yes, okay. Sorry about that. I had to switch phones, but you said we started off doing the rope-a-dope, and I just said, you can see by Ty's hat, he's still fighting racism. And that's pretty much portrayed in mostly all his paintings, where he's portraying Black images, historical images, and just going all in and all out.
Okay, I like that. Speaking of those images, can we have a couple samples? Can we get one of those images that we have a fighting, how appropriate, fighting racism with boxer Muhammad Ali? Muhammad Ali.
Nope, that's
Muhammad Ali. Yes.
The boxers.
Yes, exactly. Can you guys hear me, Calibri? Calibri, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, Ian.
Yeah, I think at Emoja we've had one of the most successful openings to a year this year. So that's very exciting.
Yes.
And
Calibri, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you fine. Can we get the picture of the boxers on screen, please?
Looks like the one on the left. On the right.
On the far right.
On the far right.
Well, we'll bring it up another time. So give them a chance to review it. I apologize, viewers, for the technical difficulties. But
Calibri, you talked about getting a ring, and there we go.
There we go.
I'll let Ty talk about it a little bit.
Thank you. Yeah, this is my most exciting, pride-filled piece. I mean, I spent weeks on this piece, months if you consider, pre-development and coming up with the concept. Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Float and Sting. This is a piece that sort of represents competition and the spirit of competition and the spirit of the athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the coolest things about this painting is all the different sayings that I
Yes.
included around the piece.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all things that Muhammad said himself.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things I've been doing lately is including text in my work. I think it's something I've seen other artists do, and I've always appreciated it. And I have a foundation in graphic design, and using letter forms and text sort of comes natural because I've been doing it for so long.
Mm-hmm. It really helps to
Before I
embellish
was,
the piece.
Yeah, I like
It
that.
almost makes it look. It comes off as a poster.
Yeah, I want to really look at it and really concentrate and read the
Mhm.
things. That's what I really liked about it, and I love the colors. It's just
Dynamic.
it is so fantastic. How big is that piece?
yeah, this one's 6x4. And yeah, the text is sort of designed to pull you in. You have to, you got to get closer to read it.
Right.
And then as soon as you get closer, you start to see all the, small details of the painting.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first painting, big, sort of deep painting that I decided to throw paint. Usually it's for me, it takes a lot of courage to throw paint at a piece, especially after you've, worked on it for a few weeks. And it already looks great, you know, um, and I'm very happy with the way it turned out. The whole concept. Um, it's definitely my best piece to date, and I'm very proud that
Oh, you should be.
that it's going to be on a collector's wall now. That's amazing.
Very nice.
So
So
when you
just to
say
get to
throwing,
the inches, pretty much, this is 48 inch by 72 inch. So you really got to have the room in your home to be able to displace this particular painting.
Mhm. Which I think most people do. It's just a matter of understanding how to display it. This one of those ones that you get a nice wall and you put that up and you put it and you leave it alone. That's the statement piece right there. They make
Exactly.
big old flat screens.
That's right. They can make room for that piece. That's right.
Exactly.
Move the fat screen over and put that there.
Exactly.
When you say throwing paint, what it exactly? Explain to the our viewers what that means. Because I'm just thinking you're just going.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just,
Cool.
I'm spending a little more time planning it out, but you're taking a brush, you're throwing it with your hands, and I think, look, since I came to the Breakfast Club and then Emoja, one of the first people I met at the Breakfast Club was Marcel. And then I saw him go over to Emoja, and then I came to Emoja. And so, and Priscilla Pfeiffer, that's another person that I met right away at the Breakfast Club. And these are people that are, they're dripping paint, they're throwing paint, they're doing things with paint that's very different than what I'm doing. And I built up curiosity and respect, and you begin to see what they're doing, how it works, and that it does work, and you get a neat effect from it. And it's an effect you cannot duplicate any other
Right.
way. You got to throw it.
Hey,
Gravity's
I agree with you
involved.
on that.
You
I agree
know,
with you right on that.
and so for me, the issue is once you've painted something that looks great, you've spent a couple weeks on it, are you going to really be able to improve it by throwing paint on it? And so that's the battle I've always had. And with this one, I just knew that's what I was going to do. I planned it out that way. And I told myself, I sort of had this philosophy that if I did not throw paint, it was not going to be as cool a painting. And so when it came down to it, I just let it loose. And I'm super happy with the way it really helps the energy of the painting.
Exactly.
Oh gosh,
It's
yeah.
I would say, just to piggyback on that, I don't know if you
Yeah.
can you guys hear me?
You can
if
maybe
you
like
get
it's
like a snapshot of something like that anyway, it almost reminds me of like the sprays of the sweat, the blood, everything.
Exactly. Yes.
When you're
Yes.
throwing, also it lends your own energy to a painting in a way that a fine-tuned brush doesn't. And I like the fact that you basically made the decision to do that. Look, I'm going to dig in. I'm going to do this ahead of time, knowing that it might mess up because there's nothing that you can control. You can't really control that type of energy. Right. But it makes me think of Ian's from the gully, from the belly.
That's right.
From the belly.
Something that I know he pushes you to do something that you ordinarily wouldn't do. Yeah. So I think that's kudos to you for doing that.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on what Ty was saying, how he's kind of saying he looked at the abstract technique of painting from me and Priscilla. Ever since I kind of met Ty, it was a similarity that I seen in him that I also seen in my paintings. Every painting that Ty does, he'll use gesso on. And that's something similar that I'll do in my paintings, but understanding the reason as to why Ty chose to use that method, it led me down a different path and able to use gesso in a more creative way inside of my paintings and being able to use that as a sense of contrast, just like how Ty does with his colors. But in my paintings, you'll see the gesso being used in a more textural fashion, whereas in Ty's pieces, he'll be using his in a more different fashion. So I think we all kind of take things from each other and able to create things in our own ways. But when you have a great amount of talent right next to you, it's easier to create. So I think it's a great team environment.
Okay. Cool. Let's just hold that
We're
thought.
Take our break.
Remind our viewers that you're watching Get Down and Dirty Talking Art with Calibra the Artist.
And Debbie LeBrecht the Artist.
That's right. You're watching on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world, streaming on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment. We can see your comments. You can comment right now.
That's
if you have some questions for them, ask them.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, share and comment, please.
So, if you're just tuning in, we have the Emoja family. We're here with Mr. Ian Grant, Mr. Ty Rawls, and Mr. Marcel Stewart. We're just talking about techniques and lending style. Well, not styles, but lending.
Coming from the, what is it? He said coming from the, how did you always say?
Deep in the belly.
From the belly. Painting from the belly.
Marcel, you were talking about some of your work and how the gesso is incorporated. We actually have a sample. Can we pull up one of Marcel's pieces, one of his abstracts? Yeah, that's a real good one.
Yes.
Thank you. So
this piece here is titled The Emperors, and this is part one. I created 2 pieces to this series. And it's just really symbolic of some of the styles that I've created in the past of my abstracts, consisting of about 30 layers of paint. And the reason why I choose to use so many layers of paint, because it really does depict a sense of depth. And I also like to incorporate geometric shapes within my paintings to offer a sense of spatial awareness and understanding how things can flow throughout a piece of, or throughout a surface of a canvas or a board. And being able to use contrasting colors to draw a sense of emotion. Okay. I am a firm believer that all shapes bring on a sense of just a sense of feeling. That form itself brings on some type of feeling and some type of emotion. After studying some of the abstract masters and the reasons and the theories as to why they approached why they approached their work the way that they did, I started to understand how I like to approach my work. and some of the other creative things that I could incorporate inside of my works. So in most of my works, you'll see the colors like teal, magenta, oranges, and yellows, simply because I like to represent, joy, warmth, and even sometimes purple for the sense of royalty, But overall, I like to really draw a lot of build up in all of my paintings. I like to have fun in all of my paintings and just treat each corner of each painting as if it's their own.
Okay. I like that.
I do.
And I love how your style is still unique to you, but it develops as time progresses.
Oh yeah, we've seen him just start and now where you are today. How big was that piece? That was beautiful.
That piece is about 24 by 36, and it has a custom frame on it that was framed up by Emoji Fine Arts, and that piece is actually on Belgian linen. And I did that unstretched. So after the piece was completed, I went ahead and had it stretched out, and then had it all framed up. So just like how Ty said, yeah, the piece may take a few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks or whatever, but it's the design process that goes behind everything, and that's what people really don't see. It's understanding how are you going to get this piece stretched, or how are you even planning on getting this piece framed, and how do you plan on logistically getting this piece in the gallery. So, Ty's piece was 6 foot by 5 foot, I believe, and things like that. People don't understand what's your logistical plan for this, and my logistical plan for the linen piece that you guys just showed was just rolling it up literally and taking it to a warehouse that Ian helped me build a relationship with the framers and, getting that piece framed out.
Yeah, look, and in my opinion, you need logistical plan to execute a painting, period. It's not just about how you're going to get it into the gallery. Right. You definitely need steps. You need to be thinking in terms of steps.
Right.
Otherwise, forget about it, man.
Right.
Well, I just want to address Ty real quick, because on that particular painting there, I'm glad to know it only took 2 to 3 weeks, Ty, because that piece is sold. So we're going to be looking for more work from you, and quickly. And we need you to get back in the belly, below the intestine. And we got to get it going. Like he said, we've started off with a wonderful 2022, and we want to keep it going. So we're looking for another one, Ty.
Yes. You got them coming. You got them in process. But I just want to tell you that for collectors or people purchasing artwork, just like there's a whole logistical process with artists creating and presenting, the same goes for it doesn't stop once you sell it. You still have to do that painting justice. Don't just go slap it in a corner.
That's right.
Before it gets snatched back. It's still when you purchase art and look at art, you have that same visualization for where you want to have it, where you want it displayed, and stuff like that.
And what kind of emotion does it bring when you're looking at it? How it makes you feel.
That's right. So I'm glad that you showed us such colorful pieces, and I noticed that each of you have such colorful black backgrounds. I wanted to know.
Sorry, it broke up a little bit.
Yeah, you.
Yes.
Cut
is
off
that intentional?
You said, I want to know, and then it cut off.
Is that intentional?
Yes, everything we do is intentional. That's for sure.
Yeah, I would say everything that I do is intentional. Although everything kind of looks like a splash and a splatter, everything is intentional. The way I pick my colors, the painting behind me is literally titled Playing in My Palette, because I wanted to create something with the 3 primary colors of red, blue, and yellow, and create something around playing with those 3 colors and blending those 3 colors. So I created, that simplistic painting, but it's a theory that I wanted to lay out and make real and make it more tangible, so where people can see what I'm thinking, and they also can get a piece of me while also being able to notice my characteristics throughout the piece.
It's wonderful.
And I just want to say, Marcel created a series there. Playing in My Palette 1 has already sold. So the one you're looking at behind you is Playing in My Palette 2. So that one's available for now.
Okay. Okay, Edie, I know you rock it. I like it because that shows me how comfortable you are.
That's
Because
right.
I know Marcel, you're now well, you're running the show under Ian.
Yeah.
You've stepped up at
That's
Emotion
great.
as well
Yeah.
now. What is your official title there?
Well, my official title here now is gallery manager, and Ian has pretty much made that a little easy on me by giving me the tools to success, and pretty much streamlining some of the things he's learned through his career, and mentoring me with some of those key things, and working with team members like Ty, Priscilla, and Rosemary just make things a lot easier. They're bringing great art to the table. It's nothing that we have to fight over. Is no one thing that we have to compete with. Everyone is bringing their own unique thing to the table. Just like how you seen Ty's piece, it's great, it's phenomenal, and you can see my piece, and it's no comparison. They're all great and phenomenal in their own special way. So it's definitely an easy job, but it does become tough at times. Just when you have to go in and put in that hard blood, sweat, and tears, just like any other job, you definitely want to get the best out of what you put in. So that's the only difficult thing that I would say about it. But overall, I love it here.
That's wonderful.
Well, his major job is to digitize the business. So, Marcel, you could tell us some of the things that you have done over the last 6 months to digitize the business
Yeah,
to develop us a competitive advantage in the country.
yeah, of course. So along with digitizing it,
Because I want to touch back there, but first, Ian, I would like to ask you, what sets Samosa apart
Yes. From the other
now,
gallery.
even before the past 6 months? What sets you apart from other galleries? Because you're outstanding and you really are leading
I'd say
in
he's one of the
African
top
American art.
galleries.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, first of all, we're the largest publishers and distributors of African American art in the Midwest. Okay. We're working to develop what's called critical mass. So when you're developing critical mass across the front line, it's very, very important. When I say developing critical mass, for instance, we have a team of artists that sign exclusively to Emotion Fine Arts. We got another 20 artists that's considered team of artists across the United States. Okay. We have a custom framing department. We have now developed our educational book. We're starting our new live podcast in 3 weeks. So on and on and on. We have special virtual galleries. We have a YouTube channel now. So we're doing a strategy that's called a tenfold strategy. So we're moving on level 4 right now under that tenfold strategy that will go deep into the belly.
All right.
That's
All right.
so cool.
Now, Marcel, we
yeah.
talked
So
about digitizing. What have you done to digitize in the last 6 months?
well, yeah, along with what Ian was saying, creating the virtual gallery, helping to create our new educational book that we just released, and then just building up, our marketing along on the digital side of things. So being able to send out customer emails, and also being able to build up a wide range of clientele on our digital platform. So now we have an e-commerce site that is dedicated towards fine art. And we see that we could be leading the industry in that. And we want to take that time to really educate the marketplace, not just only make sales, but we want to take the advantage by leading the marketplace and educating them. We understand that our educated consumers are our best consumers. So while we have the chance, we definitely want to grab a hold of that.
Okay.
So I also want to add there with our e-commerce website, orders are coming in all the time, 6:30 in the morning, 7, 8. But in addition to that, we wanted to step to the regular public as far as educating and not getting too far ahead of ourselves on just developing originals. So we just opened up a gift shop within the e-commerce site that has over maybe 200 new items now. And that would include our merchandising like tie sneakers that he could talk about a little bit, tie sweatsuits, Marcel sweatsuits, hats, jackets. So we have an entire line in our gift store that we've just opened up, and that's doing really, really well.
Yeah, I would say probably our hottest item in that gift shop is has to be Ty's new gym shoes, the Harriet Tubman gym shoes.
Mm-hmm.
They're completely flying off the shelves. Ty, you want to speak to those a little bit and how you went about designing those?
Man, that was like my wife was just suggesting I do it, and I thought I thought it was a little ridiculous. It wasn't going to work. And so, I put them on some shoes and like you see, you got to work these things, so I spent some time at least trying to make sure they were placed correctly. And then when the shoes came back, I could tell. I mean, look, we had to go through.
There it is. He's got the shoe. I love it. It is
Harriet Tubman.
How much are these shoes?
These are like 150.
okay.
Harriet Tubman sneakers, and they're doing really, really well.
And you can get them on emojifinearts.com.
That's right.
Yeah, and believe it or not, they're derived from a Ty Rawls original painting, which is outstanding.
And
right, it took like 2 rounds of going through prototypes.
Derived from paintings,
Yes.
because once the originals are sold, it's not just any old image. It's you're actually getting that work of art, that wearable piece of art. And collectors, for the ones that do own those images, it makes your value go up for those.
That's right.
And you can tremendously. And believe it or not, Ty has become so popular that now we have collectors coming in, purchasing the shoes, and getting the shoes signed by Ty.
Ah, nice. Look at you, superstar. And Ty, what I do love, because I've seen that piece, and I know which collector received it too. So I've seen it hang, and I'm a stickler about the artist. I said, look, you need to hang this somewhere nice. So it's hanging somewhere nice. But you do have a style where you pay homage to a lot of African American legends in our community. Is there a reason behind that, sidebar?
Yeah, I mean, there are many reasons for that. But I think sort of the most basic, obvious one is it just hasn't been done enough. And so it feels like a sort of an obvious place where something's missing and needs to be filled.
You put that image, Muhammad Ali, back up again with Joe Frazier, because I just wanted to touch on it, because it looks like poster images, and like you said, it's not done enough. And we're used to seeing these images of what we see of sports figures and different things like that, but you don't usually see a colorful Harriet Tubman, and you don't see Harriet Tubman on shoes. And I think it's wonderful that you've done that artistically and made it so that the everyday person can enjoy that and be proud of these figures.
It'd be really cool to wear.
And of course,
the bottom line is that we segment our artists pretty much. So Ty is our historical artist. So that's why you see him capturing historical figures like the Union soldiers, Jack Johnson, Harriet Tubman, Obama, on and on and on. So he's our historical artist. It's very important when you have a team that that you're developing and capturing history, because when they come back years from now, they're going to be looking at the archives, and they're going to want to see what's going on during this time period, during this COVID time period. And they're going to also want to see the historical significance of everything that went on. So,
bringing these black and white photos into, the modern age with some color is, I think it's a good thing. It sort of highlights these people. It highlights the history. It brings attention to it in a way that is new and refreshing. So it's more than just for fun. There's definitely a meaningful reason behind it. So I'm glad you noticed. because yes, I'm focused on doing that, main reason because I feel like um, it just hasn't been done enough, and we have active forces against us, pushing against our ability to tell these truths about our history. So I feel like if you make art about it, there's nothing they can do. They can't get rid of that. That's going to be around for millennia. I mean,
Right.
they can't do anything about that. They can burn all the books they want, but that art is going to be harder to get rid of, especially if it's being reproduced, printed,
Exactly.
turned into merchandise.
Exactly.
Make them household names by creating art that people want to look at and hang on their wall and
And
talk
what,
about.
Exactly.
I agree, and just like Ty is mentioning, he's creating particular images out of his mind that can teach you a lesson. And I think that's key as an artist. And myself, I'm creating particular images that can give you a particular emotion. Whereas you have Rosemary that can create a particular image that'll have you searching on a journey to try to find something new every time you look at it. So each artist is doing something to you as a viewer, and I think that's key.
Hold
As
that
we go into the belly.
to our viewers that you're watching Get Down and Dirty Talking Art on WJZZ Cool TV.
the coolest station in the world.
Comment. We see your comments. Go ahead and comment.
Yes, please comment.
We're here with Emoja family. Ian.
Yes.
Please. Well, actually, I did have a question. What are your feelings? Because I know traditionally a lot of galleries and people in fine art business tend to frown upon merchandise and artwork or even having commercial posters and prints and things that are enjoyable. But as Ty said, it makes it harder to destroy those images. It makes it a household name. What are your thoughts and reasoning behind doing what you do?
Well, first of all, I've had a gallery for 25 years. I've been in this business for over 40 years. So let's take a look at the museums, okay, and what's happening at the museums when you go in and take a look at $1 million painting. Let's use a Picasso or a Romar Bearden or Jacob Lawrence. When you come out of those locations, okay, they funnel you through the gift shops, right? And you can purchase posters and items from Picasso, Rembrandt, on and on, books, clothing, and all that, postcards through the gift shop. So this is why it was very, very important for us as we took a look and we developed our e-commerce website. And because we sell so many originals across the country, how do we not take away from our collectors? How do we not take away from our high end, but also service the marketplace? And so that is the reason why on our e-commerce website, the new area is called the gift shop, because we want you to have that same feeling when you finish shopping on a Emoja site, that you can go into the gift shop or you could come into the gift shop to see merchandise that's been created just like they did at a museum.
And I appreciate that. This is a sidebar too.
Yeah.
My mother, sometime last year, she happened to see you had a virtual exhibit coming up with one of your many exhibits, but she was looking online, and my mother is not somebody like most people, most African Americans especially, that really understands investing in art or even gets into that, but they like pictures. And my mother was somebody like, well, I'm not about to pay $12,000. I'm about to screenshot this and print it out. And I tell her, Mama, don't you do that.
Because I'm going.
But what you're doing is servicing that consumer. You're servicing the people that want to see this. They will pay money to hang it up. They may not pay $12,000, but they want to have it up there. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Right. And I just want to say something else in addition to that, with Marcel digitizing our website, everything is watermarked now. 6 months ago, all our merchandise and all our originals weren't watermarked, but everything on the Emoja sites, over 300 images, are 100% watermark today. So, those are the things that we've been working on as we grow and
Oh,
move on.
That's important.
now I want to talk about your book because I love the fact that you educate the market.
Yes.
Can we pull up an image of his book here? That's right here. A guide to collecting African American art. That's right. And he has, I want to put this out there. There's free. You can go to emojifinearts.com right now and download a free digital copy right now. But of course, if you want the hard copy for your table and to impress friends and all that other stuff,
And just educate yourself.
get those
It's
too.
such great information in there.
Yes. But what I love about this one is it is geared towards education. What is African American art? Education of art, prints, publishing. You even go into how to take care of the art, how to preserve it and treat
See,
it.
nobody has ever touched on that.
Yeah.
Nobody understands that.
Yeah.
Somebody says a Jake, I can't say it. The JC, what is it? Jaclay.
Jaclay. We call it an archival pigment print just because everybody else cannot understand a Jaclay. And a Jaclay, basically, the ink is archival.
Right.
So we call it an archival pigment print to make it easier for you to understand. Now, let me tell you some things that we have done with the book because it's so key and important. A tabletop book costs $20. When we first started out, we said we're only going to give these books away free to our collectors, okay? Then we moved from there and we said, okay, we'll start giving these books free to anybody that purchases over $1,000. Today, we have made a decision, and it's the cost of doing business pretty much, that anybody that purchases from Emoji Fine Arts at any level, whether it's $100, it's $50, or come through our gift store, will receive a free book, tabletop book, because the educational process is so important. Education. It's just like real estate. Location. So we realize that the more people that are educated, the stronger it will be, not only for Emoji Fine Arts, but the entire marketplace as a whole. So we hope that everybody jumps in to educate because we make our entire market stronger.
So I hope you don't mind sharing that booklet with your mom, Calibri.
I have. My mom, she know her daughter is an artist. She can learn about art. She just don't.
I'm just kidding. Tell mom I said hey.
I'll tell her. Oh yeah, you know my mom. So, who was directly involved with the book, if I might ask, and how did you decide what points to educate on for this issue?
Well, as far as the design portion went, I did the designing, and then as far as the topics went, me and Ian, we collaboratively went in on those topics. Ian, he laid out the format and said we should talk about this first and end it off with these topics, and then also structuring some of the sub content. Ty came in with the design aspects and letting us know how to brush it up. He has history in creating comic books as well as graphic design, as he mentioned before. So it was all a collaborative effort. But as we move on, this is only issue 1. So we definitely plan to, like how Ian said, educate the marketplace, figure out what else the marketplace does not know, and see how we can further that education.
I love
But we would say most importantly, the people who helped to design this book were our customers, the ones who were asking us questions, the ones who came in and said, well, like you said, a Jaclay, we've called it, changed it pretty much to archival pigment print. I just purchased this, but I don't understand the paper. What is the paper weight? What's the difference between this and a print? You're going to publish a book and you're going to talk about originals, but I'm here purchasing archival pigment print. I need to know this weight and all these different things. So we say, hey, let's spend a month maybe just listening to our customers to see, to know. And so that's how that book was really, really based on the questions that we're getting from our guest. Put back in a writing format so they can have it as a table
I love that.
to refer to.
Are you guys going to have another book, another
This is volume
series?
1. Issue
It's
1.
volume 1. Oh, I didn't realize that is volume 1. Okay, we got more coming. I love it.
How often? Well, when is the next one?
I would say probably about 2023. So you want to let this one do its rotation around the nation as we move on a global platform. But look for something around next year.
Okay, I'm not mad at it.
Okay.
Again, you guys get the book. It's free digital copy, meaning you can take it, download it right now at this moment for free on emojifinearts.com.
But it's better to have the real one.
I like the paper though. I just like having because you can flip through it.
I like
it's just something about the paper copy. And then it's still art. We're dealing in art, so it's something about having a paper issue from an art gallery that's producing books, because that's usually not done.
Right.
I wanted to ask you. You mentioned you have a podcast, and it's funny you say this because we've been saying. I'm like, Ian needs a show. He needs a show called Monetize.
Yes.
Yes. So I want to know, what are you going to be talking about on this upcoming podcast? What can we expect from it? Somebody.
We'll be talking about fighting racism.
Okay. Don't unleash time. Yeah. You be in trouble like Joe Rogan.
You know what? It'll be.
You said what?
Would be nice. Can you hear me, Calibri?
I hear you now. Yeah. You said it would be nice.
No, Calibri. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, he said. I think he was saying.
No, I was saying it would be nice to put from our guest again. You know, on what they're looking for. It would be nice to hear from, because we would like to know, what would you like to hear from us? What would you like to hear us talking about? What would you be educated on? What would you like to see? Where would you like to know where we're going?
Well, I have to say, personally, I know that you give gems when you speak.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Marcel.
Not just. Well, all of you, but I know that you have. Yeah,
I can hear you. Yeah, we got
my
you.
mouth moving on the video.
As you're doing
You
the
guys hear
computer
me?
love a little bit. Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, I think we're good.
We hear you, but I would
I
say
don't know if they can. Calibri,
what yeah, we hear you.
He doesn't believe you.
This is one of those
I
times
can't see my mouth move.
they always joke about reels.
Yeah.
But personally, I would, because like I said, we were joking. I was saying monetize, because I know that's your word. You know, I got to monetize. I have to monetize. Personally, I would love investment information, and not just in art, because I know that you're skilled in real estate and investment, period. You know, all of you, the Emoji family. So it would be nice to hear wealth building, especially as an African American. Wealth building across the board, whether it's art or whatever else. Basically, just how to monetize, how to move forward, how to be strategic in your moves. You know, I would just want to hear your brain. I would just open it up and just
open your brain up. And
I think that's basically what the show is pretty much going to touch on. Some of the things that you mentioned. But as me and Ian, as we are in the gallery on a day-to-day basis, we talk about a number of things. And you guys will get kind of like a live and up close and personal shot of that, you know, kind of the mentorship and mentee that's going on back and forth, and how we go about business and how we try to move forward, and some of the plans that we put into place. And as it hits the marketplace, you'll see how it turns out to either be a success or how we strategize around some of the roadblocks that we hit. So I think that in itself will give you kind of an insight and background as to what Emoji's doing.
Best investment advice of the year: save some money and buy a Ty Rawls painting. That shit's gonna double in value, triple in value. That's the best advice right now.
I love it.
really any of the paintings over at Emoja, honestly, because
That's right.
it's all quality work and from high-end superstar artists. And
So
as you can
it's a
see,
fun place to be. The energy
yeah.
is so good in there.
yeah, and just an excellent job at strategically marketing the artists, like you
Right.
said, making them household names.
They
So
got
if you're
something-
getting an original, you're getting something that you're buying into that they're going to work hard to pump
That's
for
right.
you in value.
That's right. They got something else coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got an
Yeah,
event
so-
coming up.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So on April the 22nd and the 23rd will be the opening reception
They got to put that.
of the Blooming in Color Art Show.
Mhm.
It'll be starring Rosemary Summers, myself, Marcel Stewart, and we'll be introducing Joshua Rayner to the Umoja Fine Arts Marketplace.
Okay.
So that show will not be one to miss. I'm telling you, it's going to be really vibrant,
Mhm.
and it's going to be a lot of new artwork there.
Can we pull? We have a flyer.
We have a
of that.
flyer.
Can
Can
we
we
pull
put the
that
flyer
flyer
up?
up? So I want you guys to, if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, from your device, screenshot it
There
for
it
me.
is.
This is upcoming April 22nd and 23rd.
This is a
the
must go
opening.
to.
It's a must go to.
Yeah.
I look forward to the exhibitions that they have in spring.
Yes.
Just colorful, and they never disappoint. Emoji doesn't disappoint.
No.
Period.
No.
But,
No. So it should be
did y'all
good.
have a chance to screenshot it? Let's put it up again.
Yeah.
Go ahead and put it up again. Yeah. It's the Blooming
Get it
in Color
again, write
Art
it down,
Show.
put your notepads out or
That's
whichever.
right.
That's April 22nd, Emoja Fine Arts Gallery in Southfield. It's right in the Crossroads building across from the old Home Depot.
Oh, okay.
That's how people, if you're from Detroit, that's how people know. Where? Oh, by the old Home Depot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we just want to say, can you guys hear me, Calibri?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We want to say at Emoji Fine Arts, we don't wait. So within 2 weeks, we will start having private pop-up shows. We already getting calls, and we will start selling. So you know what usually happens once the show opens up. So we will start selling in 2 weeks because the originals are starting to be created, and a lot of the collectors are already calling. And especially with having like young talent on the team like Joshua Rayner. Marcel is painting into a new style you've never seen before. And Rosemary, again, went so deep beyond belly button into the belly to rumble around. She's been rumbling around, and she's finally now she's creating. And it's going to be ready. It's going to be a blast.
Yes. And if you've been watching Rosemary, if you follow Rosemary Summers on her
yes.
social media, she's
Yeah.
giving us sneak peeks into her paintings.
Yeah.
She actually posted recently a more realistic painting, and she paints. Gosh, it seems like 100 paintings a month.
I know.
But she never disappoints. What I love about Rosemary's work, it reminds me of like Lemonade on a summer day or something.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's something nostalgic about her pieces, and each person brings something different to the table.
It's
But
so amazing.
As Mr. Grant spoke, yes, get in where you fit in, because when you see him again on April 21st, he's gonna be like, it's sold out.
Sorry.
You know, I got to monetize. So you have to get in. Otherwise, the only thing you're gonna be able to buy is a jacket. Go. So get in.
And
He's telling you in 2 weeks.
No,
Wait on it.
this is a very,
Get in
very
line now.
early. Yeah, this is a very, very early announcement. But in September, because Ty's painting right now, he's rolling around in the belly. Both him and Priscilla are going to be featured in September of 2022. So get ready for them in the fall also. Right, Ty?
All right.
Get in line now.
Yeah, they better start putting in their bids right now.
Start treating, I'm telling you, for the average consumer or millennials. Millennials are the next wave of investors.
Right.
People don't think there are rich millennials. There are rich millennials, and they're learning about artwork now. You know about Jordans. Get behind this artwork like
That's
you do
right.
the Jordans, because it sells out, and some old person gonna be
Yeah, and I can kind of vouch for that, because just actually going through collectors' homes and seeing other collections.
You put your tell us your address and stuff like that. We'll put it on the Facebook page, but just let people know,
Where are you?
where are you
The
located.
address.
That's what I was trying to get out. It was like not coming out.
Can you tell us your address, the location?
Yeah, the address is 16250 Northland Drive, Suite 102. And that's in Southfield, Michigan. Zip code 48075.
Okay.
The Crossroads building.
All right, so it's
And we'll put the-
almost go time.
We'll put the website up there.
That's right. If you go on our Facebook page, we'll have that information up as well. It's almost time to leave. We hate to see you go,
I
but we
know.
usually like to end it on a positive note. So could you tell us something, a bit of advice for our viewers?
All three of you guys.
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and go first and get it out the way. But my only point of advice is, do what you love. Don't take no for an answer. You can always do what you want to do as long as you stay inspired and stay motivated within yourself. Wake up every day and don't think about yesterday. Only think about the next day and what you have to look forward to. Love is looking forward to something.
I like that.
Okay.
And love the family. You got a beautiful family. Marcel,
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, Ty, your turn.
rock and roll.
Man, hey, Sid, you better vote Democrat the next couple elections or we all gonna die. All right. How about that? Okay.
Stuff you look forward to on the podcast. This is what's gonna have
That's
people.
an up note right there. Up note, high note.
Thank you, Ty.
Okay, Ian, it's your turn.
Mr. Grant.
Mr. Grant.
Well, all I'm gonna say is, in order to build generational wealth, we need more entrepreneurs. Okay, we need people to get out and start their own business, live their own dream, and do what they want. Continue to educate themselves. Right now, I'm trying to go through a process of entering one of the top entrepreneur schools in the country. I'm getting ready to probably go back for a little bit here, so that we could come out with some more tricks and stay professional in what we're doing, because 90% of the businesses go out of business in first year. In the second year, the 10% that's left, 85% goes out. So you got to continue to educate yourself on all levels, business and everything you're doing. And these guys depend on the company and everything we're doing. So I have to continue to educate myself also.
Okay. Well, thank you for that.
Wow, thank you.
The educational series, when can we expect that? Hello?
Is this through the podcast?
No, I know every once in a while I know you'll do a Zoom educating on generational wealth. Are those going to be stuff?
So we're gonna probably spend a little more time. We're just committed to now doing the podcast for 6 months.
Okay.
So we'll probably be going on the podcast. Therefore, we'll have the YouTube channel. So that's going to be very, very key for us. So we'll try to go that way for a minute. So if we do come back with a Zoom, we'll come back with that in June, right after that. May, right after the opening, and come back and do a Zoom event right in May with all the artists that were part of the show. So thank you, Clary.
Thank you. It's needed. It's needed. So viewers,
yes.
tune in. I'm gonna try to reel them in. Need to be on WJZZ. All right. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you.
Thanks
And
for the opportunity.
show again is April 22nd.
April 22nd, your birthday.
My birthday weekend. You have to come out and celebrate.
We got something special for you, Debbie.
Okay, I'll be there. I got a pair of shoes.
All right, everybody. Until next time, thank you. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in to Get Down and Dirty Talking Art. And we'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you all. Bye. Thank you guys. It was a great interview. See you all
Bye. Thank you.
on the road.